In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on January 31st, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best bet single picks, best bet parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Wake Forest versus Duke. We've got another great college basketball slate on Tuesday, and one of the best matchups is this Atlantic Coast Conference showdown here as the Duke Blue Devils get ready to host the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Duke enters at 15-6, while Wake Forest is 14-8. Wake Forest is 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games and 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 Tuesday games. The over is 5-0 in Wake Forest's last 5 road games. Duke is 2-6 against the spread in their last 8 Tuesday games and 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games. The over is 5-2 in Duke's last 7 home games. The road team is 4-1 against the spread in these 2 teams' last 5 head-to-head meetings. Wake Forest comes into this game on a 3-game losing streak, but their last 2 losses have come by a total of 4 points. Duke has alternated wins and losses over their last 5 games and has played much better at home than they have on the road. The Blue Devils bounced back well from their 3-point loss to Virginia Tech with a dismantling of Georgia Tech on the road. The Blue Devils have a few duds on the schedule this year, however, for the most part they've been quite competitive no matter the opponent. As for Wake Forest, they've scored 67 or more points in 10 straight games and beat the Blue Devils 81-70 in their last meeting on December 20th. Duke's defense will be the difference in this game, as they are much better on that end of the court than Wake Forest is. I like Duke to post another strong effort and power out a victory at home in the rematch. So the Duke Blue Devils to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Duke had issues offensively in the first matchup. The Blue Devils shot under 30% from the perimeter and scored just 1 point per possession in their half-court offense against a Wake Forest defense that sits near the bottom of the Atlantic Coast Conference in opposing 3-point rate and 3-point shooting percentage, while ranking in just the 14th percentile in half-court defense according to Synergy. Expect regression back to the mean offensively in this matchup for the Blue Devils, who shoot much better at Cameron than they do away from it. For reference, they make 37.3% of their 3-point attempts at home compared to just 27.6% on the road, and they shoot almost 5% better from the field as a whole in the friendly confines of Cameron Indoor. The home-road dichotomy is not as stark offensively for the Demon Deacons, who actually shoot a little better away from home by making 47.5% of their field goal attempts on the road compared to 46.2% at home. There is about a 5% dip in their 3-point shooting percentage on the road, but that should be able to be made up in other ways against Duke's defense. The Blue Devils struggle defending the ball in pick-and-roll situations, for which Tyree Appleby and Cameron Hildreth made them pay in the first matchup. I do not see that changing much in the second meeting despite the venue change, as the Wake guards should still be able to create quality shots for themselves and others against the Blue Devils thanks to Coach Steve Forbes' continuous ball screening offensive scheme. Wake's back is against the wall in the Atlantic Coast Conference standings after losing 3 straight coming into this contest, so I expect an assertive effort for the Demon Deacons offensively. The first contest between Wake Forest and Duke resulted in 151 total points scored on a closing line of 141.5 despite both teams shooting below their averages from the perimeter. Oddsmakers have adjusted the line this time around, but I still see value on the over considering the expected improvement in Duke's offensive efficiency on its home floor. For what it is worth, the over is 7-1 in Wake's road games and 10-0 in their last 10. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Nebraska versus Illinois. The Nebraska Cornhuskers traveled to Champaign to take on Illinois Fighting Illini at the State Farm Center on Tuesday in a conference showdown. The Fighting Illini has dominated their meetings with the Cornhuskers dating back to February 2019. Illinois has won 6 straight games versus Nebraska, including a 76-50 road win a few weeks ago that saw the Illinois defense grab 12 steals and block 7 shots. 3 of the 6 games were played on their home court and 3 of the wins came on the road. The last game played at the State Farm Center between the two teams was in February 2021, resulting in an 86-70 win for the Fighting Illini. Nebraska has lost 3 straight games and 5 of their last 6. 3 of these losses were away games, dropping the Cornhuskers' road record to 3-9. The Fighting Illini have gone 6-1 in their prior 7 games. The lone loss during that period was at the State Farm Center versus Indiana on January 19th. Illinois is 10-2 at home this season. Nebraska is 0-7 against the spread in their last 7 road games and 0-6 against the spread in their last 6 games against a team with a winning percentage above .600, while the under is 5-0 in their last 5 Tuesday games. Illinois is 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games overall and 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games against a team with a losing record, while the under is 4-0 in their last 5 home games against a team with a losing road record. The Fighting Illini have dominated their matchups with Nebraska recently, including a 76-50 win for Illinois on Nebraska's home court this year. Nebraska has lost 3 straight games versus the spread in 7 of their last 8. Illinois has won 6 of their last 7 versus the spread. Illinois defense was lights out last game, and they are going to lock down in this game. In the last game, they gave up only 51 points, and that is going to be the difference here, as Illinois is going to have very little issues getting the job done. Look for the trends to continue and expect the streaking Fighting Illini to control the game from opening tip-off. Both teams have a serviceable defense, ranking relatively high in many defensive categories. Illinois has limited their opponent to 65 points or less in the past 4 contests. Nebraska has scored 65 or less in 6 straight. Nebraska knows they must slow the pace of the game down on the road if they have any chance of remaining competitive versus Illinois. Illinois and Wisconsin rank 82nd and 247th in the country in average pace of play. Most signs point to a lower scoring affair. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Texas Agricultural and Mechanical versus Arkansas. A pair of teams from the Southeastern Conference take the floor looking to pick up a victory down in the Razorback State. The Texas Aggies are on the road as they make the trip to take on the Arkansas Razorbacks Tuesday night. Texas Aggies took down Vanderbilt 72-66 at home in their previous contest Saturday night, though they failed to cover the line as a 9.5-point favorite. Arkansas was on the road and fell short against number 17 Baylor in a matchup of the Southeastern Conference Big 12 Challenge, falling 67-64, though they covered the line as a 6.5-point underdog Saturday. In the all-time series between the teams, the Razorbacks own a 63-49 advantage, though the Aggies earned an 82-64 win in the semifinals of the Southeastern Conference Tournament on March 12, 2022. Texas Aggies is 13-8 against the spread this season, with a 11-9 over-under record. Arkansas is 10-10 against the spread this year, with a 6-14 over-under record. This is the contest that will let us know just how real Texas Aggies is. The Aggies have jumped out to a fast start in Southeastern Conference play after quietly beating up on the lower half of the conference. This win at Auburn was impressive, but I want to see if they can go into another one of the toughest places to play in the country and walk out as the winners. The Razorbacks nearly took out a great Baylor team on the road in their last outing, shooting 50.9% from the field with 35 rebounds and 16 team assists. Arkansas was a sketchy 6 of 1 from the line, however, and committed 15 turnovers. That said, the Razorbacks have been close in each of their last 2 losses and have the goods to hang around in this one. The Razorbacks' 10-1 record at Bud Walton speaks for itself, and they can send a message by taking down a conference leader. If Arkansas is playing well, Texas Aggies will have their hands full, so the Arkansas Razorbacks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Arkansas once again has an elite defense, but their offense has been mediocre. With Trevon Brazile injured, they've got virtually no shooting. No other player in the rotation is shooting better than 33% from beyond the arc. According to KenPom's metrics, the Razorbacks rank 12th in defensive efficiency but 66th in offensive efficiency. Texas Aggies, meanwhile, has a lead scorer who shoots worse than 42% from the floor, and they're hitting just 31.5% of their attempts from deep as a team. The Aggies have also been really stepping it up on defense, and they've now given up 67 points or fewer in 10 of their past 11 games. Texas Aggies lead scorer Wade Taylor has been struggling recently, and he's just 15 of 48 from the field over his past 4 games. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.